Hello there, old sport. Come closer. Listen, how do you fancy being my +1 for a trip to the roaring 20s? Well, come on then. Because I have been invited down to the iconic London Coliseum for an exclusive sneak peek at the all-new Great Gatsby musical. So let's shimmy our way to the stage to see all the razzle-dazzle that old rascal Gatsby's got in store. Guys, it's so good to see you both. We're here at Backstage at the London Coliseum. You've just performed. How are you feeling?
Fine, how are you?
Good.
That was early.
It was early.
It was
a little bit of a matinee that wasn't expecting a matinee.
Yeah, we haven't done a matinee yet.
Uh-huh.
So that was a little test.
How long does it take you to recover after doing New Money?
Yeah, it's a marathon, isn't it? It's getting shorter. The recovery time's getting shorter as my stamina's building. So I'd say a couple minutes.
If only I knew that
I never leave stage. From the opening that goes into the scene, which goes into New Money, because what you guys saw were clips, but I don't leave stage, I think, for the first entire half of Act 1.
No.
And then I leave for one song, and then I come back on. The thing is Nick is the audience where, I'm just viewing the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I might not be as exertive in my energy, it's definitely just always being present.
I'm very, very proud of the show. I'm enjoying sort of every minute. Love working with Frankie. The rest of the cast are incredible. I'm loving it.
Yeah, having the best time. I mean, what a dream getting to do the Great Gatsby on London's biggest stage and, be the first people to play it outside of Broadway.
Are you calling crazy? I will pick his little daisy and I'll stick it to her that he's mine.
Honestly, we're still really finding it.
Yeah.
So see, doing that today, out of the show run in order and context, it was a really good. It was like another great rehearsal, trying to really ground myself in Myrtle and in that song. It's a big song, big 11 o'clock number. I mean, it's a dream to play and to act and to sing. So it's a real gift to be able to sing this song, the score. Honestly, I'm in heaven.
Coming through!
Do you know what, right? Previews are the period of time where we get to learn what an audience needs and what an audience responds to. And so we're having a lot of fun at the moment, tweaking things, changing things. So when we open officially on the 24th of April, the show will be locked, as we say, and then what the audience see will be what we've learnt from the audiences that are coming now. So, and we're learning a lot because they are loving it. They are really enjoying it. They're going crazy. They're screaming, they're cheering, they're standing up at the end. There's an enormous queue of people at the stage door. There seems to be a real affection and love for this story and this musical. And I think there was a lot of anticipation about it. So it's a real pleasure to work with Jon again. We did Les Mis together in 2010. And Jamie Muscato, who plays the Great Gatsby, he was in the same show as us. So it's nice to reconnect with people and reconnect with audiences who love a show as much as we do.
The production, the costumes, everything about this is so spectacular. How special does it feel for you guys to be launching it here in London?
I mean, I was really emotional on our opening day. I cried throughout the entire day because I think it's very rare that you get to open a brand new musical on the London Coliseum stage with a cast like this. I just feel like eternally grateful for this opportunity.
Absolutely. This is my West End debut, so
Yeah.
I am extremely grateful and excited to be here.
Yeah, it's incredibly special. We've had such a great team coaching us through it. And as I said before, yeah, working with Frankie is amazing. So it feels very
It
fun.
feels like easy in the sense that, you know, they've done it on Broadway already, so they've brought over this blueprint for the show, which we get to follow, but then also have fun and play and make our own, which is always like a bonus when you get to do that.
It's mad, isn't
So
it?
crazy. It's
Like,
so crazy.
the younger musical theatre kid in me would be like, there is no way this is happening.
And it's gone crazy on TikTok. So like now the Great Gatsby, all the young ones just want to come and watch the. Yeah, see,
This dance.
nailed it. But because of Dom's amazing choreography as well, it's going crazy
Yeah,
through the roof.
the kids are loving it.
they love it.
They're really loving it. For it being such an old story,
Yeah.
the fact that they can bring it this day and age, 100 years later, still tell the same story with the same, same through line, the same characters. It lends itself so well, and it is such a party.
Absolutely.
There's a massive fan base from Broadway, isn't there?
And it ranges pretty wide in terms of age as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely a millennial and a Gen Z following, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with its presence in social media, but as a show, it definitely speaks to a wider range of audience, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
I think like TikTok and all that helps, you know. And like Dominic Kelly's choreography went viral, the end of New Money. That that kind of went all around the world, which was amazing. And I even noticed that Jordan's Bob has a fan page.
No.
Does it?
Does it really? Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, it does. And apparently we need to name the Bob, so we'll have to put that to
I'm surprised you haven't yet.
Do you think that, I know TikTok was mentioned earlier by the choreographer as well, do you think we're in a new era of theatre? Because like you say, it is bringing in a new younger audience now.
100%. I think it's so important. I mean, you don't do any of your socials, do you?
Between my wife and I, we run it.
They do
my,
it together.
my wife is pretty much the mastermind behind everything.
Yeah. It's a full-time job. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, are you on TikTok?
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
I need to follow you.
I've already seen some of your TikToks for this already.
Oh, have you? What, on fan
Yeah,
pages?
when you did the New Money, recovering after New Money. That one, I seen it on your page. Baby, all
Oh,
over it.
yes, Corbin, you went in that. We'll have to do one together.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Sounds good.
Okay, there we go. We'll do one together.
But do you think because of social media in this new age, that is what is helping bring in new audiences to the West End? Because I do think there is an appetite for that.
I think so. Even if you look at like Six and you look at Heathers, especially in London, like a lot of that fan base was created online. It's like people with the same interest come together, don't they? And they create a fan page or something like that. So I definitely think we are going to see more of that. And it's great for us, isn't it?
It is. I
ticket
think,
sales.
it's been, with the dawn of even stuff like Broadway HD, people who wouldn't even necessarily be able to take the trip to London, to the West End, or to New York, to Broadway, to experience that caliber of theater. You're getting to experience it at home, and I think it just brings in the audience and makes people want to go and have that experience, even if it's just local theater, regional theater.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We want young audiences in the theatre. You know, they come and come again, and like
100%.
it makes them want to see other things because the theatre is a tricky thing to sell at the minute. So hopefully this is a resurgence.
Yes.
Massively. I think when something can hit on things like TikTok at the moment, all of a sudden you get a brand new audience through your
There are people out there that only know of shows because of social media. So this is the way we're going, kids. It's like, got to pivot, use the social channels, use like the people that are rather big on social media and get a new audience in, because that's what we need. New fresh blood in.
And we're getting better, aren't we? Me and Tucker are getting better on our
Yeah.
socials at the moment,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you might see a few more Wilson things going on.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You're obviously, renowned stars of the stage, but are you ready to be social media stars now?
I will need
I'm
some.
married to one, so.
Oh, you are?
I'm
I
married
thought
to
you meant
one.
me there. I was like,
Yeah.
not
Both.
quite, not quite. Both.
But we'll after this show, That's what we'll
That's
be.
what we'll be. I'm neighbours, dressing room neighbours with Amber
Yeah.
Davies, so I'm always like, I'll check in with her to get me a few more followers.
And I'll check with the wife, going, is this right to post? Yes, it is.
It's so spectacular to watch. I mean, the sets, the costumes, I want it all. I want to live in this show. It's such my aesthetic. I love the 1920s, old Hollywood. What's it like getting to work in a show where you've got that level of expertise with the sets and the costumes?
Well, this show is unlike anything else in the West End right now. It's unlike anything that's been on the West End for a very long time, in scale, in scope, in imagination, in colour, in detail. The costumes won a Tony Award on Broadway, and as soon as we put them on, I mean, they made them bespoke for us, which is always lovely. As soon as we put them on, you feel like the costumes are narrative, the sets are narrative, the lighting is narrative, everything comes together in a beautiful sort of holistic presentation so that you can understand the story and the era.
And why do you think people are obsessed with this story? Because it just transcends all ages as well. People absolutely love it. Why do you think it is? Is it the glitz? Is it the glam? Is it the party?
I think it's all of the above, really. You can sort of see a bit of yourself in so many of the characters, for good or bad. There's a really complex, interesting love story at the heart. There's the class divides. There's the striving for something you haven't got, and always reaching for something else, which I think people can sort of, again, see themselves in. And the musical's been quite faithfully taken from the book as well, which I think is another bonus. So yeah, I think it's got all the ingredients to make a lovely cake.
Yes, the themes are timeless, but also it's one big party, and who doesn't love a party?
But
It's the biggest part in the West End.
It is.
For sure.
Honestly, this is your ticket's money worth with this show. It is.
Visually, it's unreal.
For the eyes, ears, it's like
It's a feast for the eyes, isn't it, Ray?
Feast for the eyes.
It's a feast for the eyes,
It's
guys.
a candy store. Honestly, it is spectacular. But there's real heart to this story, I think, and I do think our characters are that more realistic side of the depression of the 1920s, and there's a reality in it. There's a real truth, and at the end of the day,
Quite apt for today, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
very. People would connect. I think they would connect with mine and Rachel's characters a bit more today with what we get the working class. People.
And does money really buy you happiness? That is
the question.
That's the question. A little bit.
Yes, it does.
I wouldn't mind winning the lottery. Some of it.
Just to find out.
Yeah.
Just to see it.
Just to compare it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of big shows, as John has, and I think this is probably the biggest one I've ever done. I've worked on Broadway twice, I've travelled the world performing, worked in some of the most beautiful theatres, and this by far is the most spectacular thing I've been a part of. It's an absolute joy, and also we should give credit to the rest of the cast here, because the ensemble, the depth of talent in the ensemble is unbelievable. Every single person brings something special to this show. And, obviously they're not as good as the principals, but they are very good. You'll have to cut that bit out. I'm going to get lynched backstage. It's really, really something that people ought to see.
I mean, I'm sold. I'm going to be here every night. But honestly,
So are we, actually.
Funnily enough,
Especially in that get-up.
I know. I won't be wearing this every night, but I will be
A
here every
different
night.
Primark dress every night.
Exactly. Other shops are available. But listen, why should people, if they're not sold, why should they come and see The Great Gatsby on the West End?
So we found something in these interviews at the moment where it definitely tips its hat to the golden age of MGM.
Yes.
And I think if you are 30 plus and you watch that as a kid,
And you love it.
you will love this.
It's-
And then for the younger generation, they've obviously seen the social media, so they will
the
be.
choreography is extraordinary. It's so modern.
Dominic Kelly,
it's
his
just
choreography
unbelievable.
is just unreal.
The costumes are, they're Tony Award
Tony Award-winning
winning.
costumes, yeah.
You get everything. You're getting everything you need. in
And
a
it
show.
reminds you of that old school big musical.
Yes,
The big effects, the big screens, the big,
Yes, there's
big.
pyros, there's cars on stage, and the vocals are off the chart.
Yeah.
You should come and see The Great Gatsby, because you won't have seen anything like it on stage in London kind of ever. It's huge. You've got some of the best performers in this show, and it's only running till September.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd hurry up if I were you.
Yeah. Big show in London's biggest theatre.
Yes.
I think if you're coming to London for one night, this is a show you have to see. It's a story that you will have known, but it's a whole fresh take on it, and it is a spectacle. This show is really about giving you value for money in terms of the presentation and the emotional connection to it. It's a tragic love story, but it's told through the lens of a party, and that's really special.
Yeah, and also it's one of those things where, you know, money's tight for people at the moment everywhere, you know, and if you are going to choose to see a show, why not choose a show where every single penny of your ticket price is up on that stage? You know, it is such a spectacle to witness, and I guarantee you will have a good night out. Even if you don't like the story, you don't like the music, which is also excellent, by the way. Every morning I wake up with a different song in my head. You know,
none of them are ours.
No, and you know, it's excellent in every different. But if you don't like any of that, you will at least think, that's where my money's gone, because it is opulent. That's what it is. Opulent and exciting.
It's a party.
Yeah.
It is such a wide gamut of emotions and experiences. Obviously, the book just celebrated its 100th anniversary since the original publication. So it is a great American novel. I've been a fan of the book since I was in middle school when I first read it. So the book itself is such a beautiful masterpiece, and its adaptation is done so well here. But you get to come, you get to have the party, and then you get to hear the voices of the women in this book, in this particular production, because that's something that we didn't get in the novel. And I think that how wonderfully that's done through the music is just a beautiful experience.
Also, you feel every type of emotion. We give them a bit of comedy. We give them the wow factor of a couple of certain things that happen throughout the show. There's also heartache. And
Absolutely.
We range through everything emotionally. But also, it's such a big show that Jon Robyns said this a couple of weeks ago, that you'd have to come back again to see it again, to catch more things, because there's so much going on. It's a feast for the eyes, you know. And I think that's really special, that it's so big that you'd have to come twice.
Well, listen, I'll be there more than twice. It's a party I never want to end.
Get tickets.
Well, darlings, consider me dazzled, and you too can join the party of the century here at the London Coliseum, because the Great Gatsby is roaring on until September. I'll definitely be back, because after all, a little party never hurt nobody. See you there, old sport.